focus of the talk was well-being and looking at how we can drive a culture of excellence in a situation where we're trying to support each other and support our teachers. And obviously during COVID that we've seen over the last couple of years now, it has been a real challenge for schools and for teachers to be able to cope with the drive that's required, but making sure that we as leaders are supporting them in their lives, and so they're able to front up every day, and how we do the same for our students. A big part of that is focusing on how we better understand the individuals within our organisation, how they understand organisational change and what we can do to tailor a program to meet their individual needs. And Nicki can probably speak a bit more about that.
Yeah, I think it's always important to try and allude to what you've actually experienced, to say you've been through a journey yourself when you're tackling well-being and mental health issues, which we all know when it comes to teaching, it's always a challenge. We always know that, the turnover with teachers in their first year of teaching can be very, very high. So we have to take care of our team. And it can sometimes be, particularly in the UAE, where we have a lot of pressure from inspections and evaluations, we can put that pressure on our staff, and we really do have to try and find a balance and really connect with them. And Glenn spoke a lot about the theory behind culture development, but actually building that culture and being able to convert it in a school and seeing practice is really key and really important. So it was great listening to Glenn's experience, but I had someone come up and say how brave it was, because I talked about my own mental health issues and how I've developed as a school leader to be a bit more compassionate when dealing with my staff. We have shifted almost too much in some ways, that we do have to bring back that connection. And a lot of what we're doing now in the school that I'm working in currently is talking about the social, emotional development of the children who have been at home for a significant period of time, but also our staff, and giving them opportunities to connect with each other and share practice, and going from being online teachers to being in classroom teachers. We do have to remember that those connections and that social, emotional element is not only important for our staff team, but also for our students.
The drive that COVID brought about in terms of online learning, it forced a change for educators and schools. That was a positive. We're still going through a stage of being able to norm that and understand what the benefits are and what the issues are, how to tailor that how to live in that new space. And we quickly found, and I think this is pretty much a global piece of feedback from most parents, is that there's a preference for that personal connection, the in-school scenario. But it has given us an opportunity to utilize technology in a way, and to use technology in a way that perhaps we weren't as consistently previously, and to start to work on some of the benefits of that. It's also brought about issues in terms of new negatives of technology and things that we have to cater for to ensure well-being, both for our faculty who were staring at screens for the entire day, and changing the ways we approach some of those things. I think schools were incredibly resilient, and teachers were incredibly resilient, particularly during the toughest stages of lockdown, where online learning was the only option. And the way educators pivoted to support the global pandemic and to make sure their students didn't miss out is something that we really celebrate. In Taaleem, where we work, we have 18 schools and close to 20,000 students, and we review those schools on a regular basis. And one of the things that we are seeing is that there has been almost an adjustment period of having to move back into new ways of learning again, or old ways of learning in new environments. The situations that they have still, where we're desiring a drive for collaboration and working dynamics that we know are positive for people, but still requiring separation is challenging for kids. And a lot of students still missing their teacher's smile behind the mask, and so many things like that we're still working and looking forward to seeing a change of in the months and years ahead. I think for me it's about the importance of organisations understanding individuals, tailoring programs to meet individual needs, but making sure that they commit time, energy and resources, because if they do, they will get so much more out of it, whether it's their class or their faculty. If they focus on wellbeing and do it in the right way, and everyone understands the purpose and rationale behind it, then there's massive rewards for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that as leaders, it's also about being able to be reflective. Can you look at yourself and know what your flaws are as a leader and how you can address those to better support your staff team, whether it's through a pandemic or, just going through inspection cycles, anything where that added pressure comes in. What are you doing to support your staff? What are you doing to support their well-being and their happiness within the school culture?